Hello world, welcome back to Razor RC. Just wanted to put together a video explaining how to rebuild a diff for a Traxxas Stampede or Slash 4x4. This will also apply to the Rustler 4x4, and this can be one of the more daunting things you can do with your Slash or Stampede, so I thought I'd put together a video explaining how it's done. So we got the diff out and I'm removing the out drives right now. So there's just a little pin holding on to each out drive. You need a 1.5mm hex driver to remove that pin. And on this particular diff, I'm actually using MIP steel out drives, but on the normal Slash or Stampede, it's obviously going to be plastic out drives. So go ahead and pop off the bearings once you got the out drives off. They can get kind of stuck, so I just kind of like to use a big flathead screwdriver to pry those off. You just kind of go on different sides of it until you get the whole thing off. May take a few tries on around the whole bearing. If the bearing's stuck, it can kind of get melted onto the plastic diff housing, so that's part of the reason why sometimes those bearings can be painful to get off. So important to keep your bearings nice and fresh and smooth. Now that we've got the bearings off, good idea to clean it off. This particular diff looked like the previous owner was using like Lucas red and tacky grease. I usually use black grease, not really the red and tacky stuff, but I know that's a popular alternative. So once it's all cleaned up, you want to just remove the 4 screws that hold on the ring gear. So these are 2mm hex driver screws. I'm using a Hitachi or Metabo branded electric screwdriver. Makes life a lot simpler. You don't want to use a electric driver when you're tightening it down, but when you're loosening it, just saves you some time and makes it a little bit easier. This was some MIP bits actually. So quality tools make your life easier. So once we got the top off, you want to go ahead and remove the rubber gasket. This can get torn pretty easily, so I generally just rebuild with a fresh new set. So new gasket, new seals, and then I even just use a whole brand new diff housing because it comes all as one set, and it makes the life a lot easier. So then you go ahead and pull out the gears. As you can see, this diff's pretty much empty. So pull out all the spider gears, the cross pin, and then the other sun gear, I think it's called, on the other side. Here's the rebuild kit, $53.81. So this is pretty cheap. It's like $5 for everything that you need. You know, everything that's not metal basically gets replaced. So I just use up everything inside the bag. Makes life a lot easier. You don't really want to reuse any seals. You don't want to reuse that gasket. And you know, it's not really worth cleaning the diff housing either. It's usually pretty darn nasty and all black and gooey, so I just remove that. It also comes with one of these Teflon washers. Just double checking there isn't 2 on there, but there is a Teflon washer that is used on the diff cup side. So nice little paper instructions. This is called the Revo diff carrier, and it's pretty much used on a bunch of the 4x4s. So they're older 10 scale stuff. The E-Revo Stampede 4x4, Slash 4x4. I actually have some of these red Lem O-rings. Lem was a company, I think it's called Leading Edge Manufacturing. They made some really nice O-rings that held up a little bit better and tended to provide a little bit seal. I think they're just slightly oversized, so they provide a better seal than the blue ones. Although the blue ones are these nice X-rings, you can reuse those if you want. I just happen to have some of these left over. And the one thing you definitely want to make sure you do is use some black grease on the O-rings. The O-rings are really what are keeping the diffs from leaking. So you want to make sure that's replaced and greased, and then make sure the Teflon little washer is on the one side that is put in the diff housing. So I'm just double checking the order in which things get put on, but yeah, put on that, make sure that Teflon spacer's on there. It can be kind of hard to see. Then you put on the O-ring, and then I like to use a little black grease again on that O-ring. Just kind of coat it. That O-ring takes a lot of abuse, a lot of stress from the diff action, so when those out drives are spinning in there, it's basically rubbing up against the O-ring. You want to make sure it's greased. Then it's time for the diff fluid. I like to run 10K in the rear and 20 to 30K in the front diff. the stock Slash Stampede. Just use some black grease in the rear diff, but I think the truck will work a lot better with some diff fluid in there. So using some 10K, go ahead and fill it up about halfway. Let it sit for a few minutes to let the air bubbles kind of rise to the top. And you know, I like filling it up before putting in the spider gears. So once the spider gears are nice and clean, just double check the fluid there, and you can go ahead and put in the spider gears. Now the spider gears, they do have little recesses or pockets for them, so if you mess up, you will have to kind of fish them out and move them over. So they should be nice and flush against the sides of the diff cup themselves. And so you just let it sit there for a few minutes. Again, filling it up halfway first speeds the process up, since there's not as much air just trapped under the gears. Then you go ahead and fill it up about 90% is what you want to do. You got to leave some space for oil to expand, and then also for the other sun gear that is in the top of the ring gear. So now we're going to do that other sun gear. Again, just put a little grease on the sun gear. Put on your O-ring. Make sure it's nice and lubricated. Don't want to tear it or anything. And I just put another bead again on top. Can't really hurt it too much with excess black grease. And then you just pop that in there. Okay, diff cup is looking good. About 80-90% full is fine. And then you want to make sure the rubber gasket is all lined up. There's little tabs to line things up and hold things in place. And it's got 4 little holes for the 4 screws to go on, and you want to make sure that's all nice and lined up with your ring gear there. You want it in one shot, and then the cap is on. And we're going to go ahead and just start tightening things down. So with the 4 screws, this is the part you got to be a little careful. Make sure the screws are going in nice and straight. You don't want them bent or anything. You also want to make sure they're going through those little 4 holes in the rubber gasket. It's really easy to pinch those and basically tear them or have them, you know, not in the right place. And then your disc's going to leak a bit, either through the holes here or around the edges. So you only want to screw them down about 80% at first. You really don't want to be applying any pressure. And the other tip I recommend is just holding the whole diff cup just by the plastic housing itself. Don't touch the ring gear, don't touch the other outdrive, just hold on to the plastic cup itself, so you're not putting any torque on the rest of the seals or anything. You're just making sure those screws are just going in through those little holes in the gasket and into the diff cup itself. So again, just tighten it down 80%. You don't even need it really shouldn't even touch the ring gear. You just want to make sure everything's all lined up and going in straight before you start tightening everything down, and making sure those screws are going through those holes in the rubber gasket. So last screw here. Don't use a power tool or anything on this either. You don't need a ton of torque. You just got to make sure it's done correctly and nice and straight, and you're not, you know, having things out of place. Now that all 4 are in, I'll go ahead and just start tightening them again in your normal X pattern. So go across, tighten it a few times, go across, tighten it a few times. And this will take a little while. You just want to make sure everything's being tightened down evenly a little bit at a time, so that that ring gear is pressing nice and evenly up against that seal, and you're not twisting anything or having it, you know, angled or whatever. Nothing too exciting here, just a little bit at a time. You can see I'm just slowly bringing down that metal ring gear onto the diff cup itself. Go ahead and double check everything. Once you feel it kind of pressing down, then you don't need a whole ton of torque. Just once you feel it stop, it's pretty much done. If you need to, just back it out a half turn or so and then tighten it again to see if you've gotten down to the bottom, and then that's pretty much it. Last step, double check the bearings, and that's it. you're good to go. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Like, share, subscribe, hit the add notifications button, and look for more videos soon. Thanks for watching.